So a friend of mine asked me, he says, "Hey Jen, how did you beat the first boss in Valheim? And could you make a complete and comprehensive guide that is also short and somewhat entertaining?" And I said, "It's simple. All you have to do is this. After being dropped off by a dummy, dick raven looking bird." Okay, pause. Why? Someone took time on this. Why? After being dropped off, you'll find yourself in the meadows, the game's first biome, which has everything you need to get started as you ascend to Valhalla. You can talk to the homie Huggin to get tips along the way, but for the most part, fuck that bird. I got you covered. Start by clicking on the glowing red rock to see the location of your first target and start heading in that general area. Pro tip, you can press the middle mouse button by default to ping the map so you can see the direction when you close your map. From here, it's easy. Just jog around the map while picking up some stone and wood. You'll find stone from rocks laying around and wood from branches on the floor. Or you can beat the living sap out of the smaller trees for big piles of branches. You'll want to gather as much as you can while you walk around looking for a suitable location to place your first base. I recommend a nice flat-ish open field just to get started. And as you're frolicking about collecting your resources, mayhaps you do a bit of sprinting here and there, or maybe you just jump around a lot because you like that. You know, you're trying to get that sweet EXP. Everything you do basically gives you experience, so why not? You'll also want to keep an eye out for berry bushes and mushrooms on the ground, because eating in Valheim keeps you alive, but more importantly, provides you in-game stat bonuses. And you can eat up to 3 things to get 3 different bonuses as long as they are different snacks. So for now, just make sure that you eat the berries and the mushrooms. Later on, we'll use the 3rd spot for some cooked meat, but don't worry, we'll get to that. Just eat the berries and the shrooms, trust me, it'll be a good time. Beware of boars and greylings, because if they see you, it is on sight. Craft a club, a stone axe, or bust out ye old reliables and handle the trash. Don't forget to grab the materials they drop. Greylings drop resin, while boars drop meat and leather scraps. Both will be useful later on, so grab them. As you continue to make your way downtown, don't forget to craft your essential tools: the stone axe to chop wood faster, a club for combat, and a hammer for building a house. You can also make a torch early on, but I completely forgot I even had one during my multiple playthroughs, and I managed just fine, so whatever. Once you have all your essential tools in hand and your bag full of goodies, it's time to build your first house. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Start by making a workbench with your hammer. If you happen to find a pre-built structure, you can place a workbench down, and that will allow you to deconstruct the building for some fast wood. The workbench unlocks more builds and lets you start construction on your house as long as you're within range of your workbench, which is indicated by the white circle. You'll have to build at least a small shack with a roof to cover the workbench, otherwise you cannot use the workbench. So feel free to steal my totally original and 100% unique design. A+, no one else has used it. It's all yours. You have my blessing. Don't stress over finding the perfect spot for a house, because you can change your location whenever you want. Anything you break down gets 100% refunded, so you can rebuild as much as you want with no consequence, besides time, of course. From here on out, you are free to work on anything your little heart desires. Mess around with the workbench and see what you want to build first. I recommend building a small base of operations that includes a bed, campfire, cooking station, and maybe a chest or 2. Quick little tip: if you want to stack 2 chests on top of each other, just put a single small floor piece right above the first one and you should be good. I would also recommend you get a hoe and help flatten terrain a bit to make it easier to build floors on if you're looking to expand your base. Remember to build roofs on your house, but make sure you have a hole somewhere above your campfire so the smoke doesn't get trapped and choke you to death. I forgot to mention, if anything breaks while you're doing your thing, you can use the workbench to repair all your items for the low price A free 99. Whoa. So make sure you do that periodically. Once you have a bed in a safe location with a campfire, you can set your spawn point here and go to sleep. Sleeping lets you skip until the morning and it gives you a morning buff. Eventually you'll need flint. Flint can be found laying around near the water's edge, so just do a bit of exploring until you find water. Or be me and just get a good spawn and everything will be fine. On that note, if you do want to re-roll your map, you can do so by creating a new one in the main menu and moving your existing characters plus items without having to reset entirely. In case you want that luxurious oceanside view from your bedroom window. Once you start gathering flint, you will unlock the rest of your items and builds. Make a flint axe to get wood faster and a flint knife to hunt deer all sneaky like. Be very sneaky but also swift because those damn overgrown rats will run at the slightest sign of danger. Once you kill a few deer, consider crafting bows and arrows for long range hunting and maybe some leather armor to help with survival. Whatever you decide, the goal will remain the same. You need 2 deer trophies from hunting deers. The trophies don't always drop, so it may take a handful of deer before you get 2 out of 2. But once you have your 2 trophies, it's time for the main event, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll do some rumbling here or some shit, it'll be dope. Make sure you prepare before going into battle. You honestly don't need that much prep time because boss health does not reset in Valheim, so you can quite literally throw yourself at the boss until you win. You do risk losing your items as well as your EXP, but I mean, that's a personal choice. But if you have been farming and leveling up around the area like a good little Viking should, you'll have plenty of tools, stats, and equipment to take on the beast. However, if you do want to fully prepare for this fight, as I did my first time, I recommend having a full leather set, which includes the pants, the shirt, the helmet, as well as a bow and some arrows, or a club and a shield, whatever your preference. When you're all set and ready for the fight, open your map and ping the location of the first boss, Giant Thunder Deer. I think his actual name is Eikthyr. I don't know how to say it. Probably. Oh, and don't forget to eat some food before you go and grab the deer trophies because you are going to need them. So when you arrive at the shrine, all you got to do is move the deer trophies into a quick slot and then activate the trophies on the stone in the middle. Once you do that, Thunder Deer shows up and the boss fight will begin. Here are a few tips while fighting Thunder Deer that can help you out. Keep your distance and study the attack patterns for a little bit. This isn't like a Dark Souls level fight. You're not gonna have to dodge precise movement or anything, but it does help if you just watch the boss for a little bit. Bow and arrow is OP. You can basically just run around and shoot arrows while avoiding most of the attacks. If you want a more personal approach, try using the shield to block Thunder Deer's frontal attacks. From what I experienced, Thunder Deer has a few frontal swipes, one lightning charge blast, and a big AoE, which I was only able to avoid by running away. Do what you gotta do, and like I mentioned earlier, the biggest worry about dying is progress on yourself and your items. The boss HP will remain the same, so don't be afraid to die a few times. Early on, the progress you lose is minimal. I believe it's around 5%. You can always grind it back up, so it's no big deal. But be careful because the more you progress, the more you're going to lose later on in the game, so don't make it a habit to die often. My bow broke and I had to start throwing my spear because my HP was so low. I didn't want to risk melee attacking. Oh man, it wasn't even that big of it. I could have just left. But I think the fact that I was able to win on my first fight made it that much more satisfying. And with that, congratulations. Oh my god, you made it through the whole video. And if you didn't know, now you know how to beat the first boss. From here, just make sure you grab the boss trophy or whatever it is and use it on the main stone to unlock a power that you can activate for a short buff. You can also locate the next boss area and get ready to work on that, or further expand your base and build more while upgrading what you have. Whatever you want, the world is yours, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much. I'm appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it entertaining. I know I missed a few things, most likely. I kind of just threw this together for the homies. Shout out to the homies, the G fam, looking out for me. Mwah. I love you all. I appreciate you all so much. And I'll see you guys probably next week. Okay, bye.